morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Swift Me Live broadcast of the WTRL Team Time Trial number 156. We're out on London for the greatest London flat course. Nathan Guerra next to Dave Towle. And we are in for some TTT mayhem because, well, there's a little bit of difference here with this course compared to what we did with the ZRL. Greater London Flat versus Greatest London Flat. Really, it's just they throw this climb at you at the bottom of the Surrey Hills that just kind of comes at you right in the middle of the worst suffering. I mean, it's right at that like 75% marker kind of what you've done in the course when you kind of have to throw it all in. It's for me personally, it's kind of perfect timing. That last ditch effort to the line is what it feels like. I think I lost your mic.
In a steeplechase, Nathan, they have that hurdle that comes at you. It's sort of like that. Just when you're hurting the most, it's one extra thing to get over out here. It is a straight ahead course, however, out here today, though. I think the team time trial, the aficionados will really appreciate being out here on this course. 156 weeks consecutively. Way to go, Martin and Steven. WTRL has really set the platinum standard for our platinum league here. And I know a lot of teams are really excited to be in the mix out here today, Nathan.
Yeah, they are definitely. We're getting a lot of information and a lot of featured teams, actually. So we're going to get right down into it as they are jumping out on course. Currently, I am in with the Lattes with Art Mesotrope. Is that what it? Mesotropes? The Art Mesotrones? I'm going to make sure I get this correct here when it comes to this team name. But we're going to go ahead and jump in with ART and see how they're getting along out on course with the Lattes. If you're unfamiliar with the TTTs and how it all works, these are going to be coffee classes across the entirety of the day. I believe there are, I always lose count of the zones because they're always adding here. TTT number 156 is 3 years in, and we now have, including Platinum, I believe 16 zones, if I'm not incorrect. So plenty and plenty of racing throughout the day. We'll take a look at how things have played out so far to get where we're at with the results and watch the fastest of the fastest for the qualifying teams for the Platinum League in front of our eyes as Art now with Bazant at 153 beats per minute and 3.1 watts per kilogram. This is going to be Lattes. They line right up with the C category. So the maximum of an FTP is going to be right around that 3.2 watts per kilogram, as you can see on the front there with Bailey as well as Tomlin. Here, 4.5 over threshold, and that's really what a TTT is about, putting somebody on the front for well over what they can handle for an hour, and then them backing off as they quit their pole, as you see Tomlin moving his way to the back.
To the front, make a huge effort, and then recover as quickly as you can to come back and do it again until you can't do it anymore is basically what team time trialing is all about. So a mesotron, Nathan, is an elementary particle responsible for the forces in the atomic nucleus.
Mesotron.
So we'll learn a little something.
What does it do? What does mesotron do?
It's a particle. It's an elementary particle. Responsible for the forces in the atomic nucleus.
It's responsible for the forces within the atomic nucleus. Interesting, huh?
Yeah, they're getting pretty advanced there.
That's ART. Super advanced. I'm wondering how it takes responsibility for the forces within the atomic nuclei. I mean,
I think that'll be another broadcast. Probably you're gonna.
Well, so these guys are taking responsibility right now, that's for sure. Let
me give a shout out.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, this is Scottish rider Alan Wilson on the team, Chris Marshall, Martin Tomlin, Michael Richards, Mick Hunter, Paul Bezant, Peter Ritchie, and Rich Bailey all making up the team. It's some of the fusion riders and isotopes riders all joining up to make the Mesotrons out here today. They look good, Nathan. Certainly, precision is the name of the game out here today for sure. You talk about the feature in the course today, the climb, and absolutely not everybody, most likely on the top teams, will make it with the team over the top of that climb to the finish line, and that's a good sign. The name of the game at this point would be to do as much work as you can to participate and be active for the team to get them there if you don't think you're going to make it through that sector here. So already 8.9K in. They're flying out here. We'll be looking at some splits. Hopefully, we'll be able to look at some splits today. Is Thursday is one of the big days on Zwift for sure. And a big part of that is WTRL. The World Tactical Racing League has been a movement of the people. The other day, well, when Coralie was asking about how many people are participate in the ZRL, and you hear it's over 12,000. Well, the numbers that we have, and this is not the high tide part of the year, and still the numbers are just staggering. These are our course records that Nathan's brought up on screen for us right now. So we have, let's take a look. The fastest anyone's ever gotten around this course is the Dopios with S&TPC Indoor Specialist. Nathan, do you remember that ride, 3841? I'm going to say I don't.
I don't remember that ride, but that is flying. Eat
I've
dirt
never even heard of that
animales.
team. Yeah.
They well, indoor specialist is the Cyrus the Pros Closet, but they were called
Oh,
indoor
SARS.
specialists
Oh, there we
back in
go.
the day. Yeah, so that was the, and then they
I have heard
slowly
of that
moved the
team.
branding
Yeah.
over to Cyrus the Pros Closet. But Eat Dirt
Just tells me
Animals
they did
pulled
this a couple
a
years ago. This
yeah, I
must
would say
have been a
probably
couple.
two. I would say two. That might have been a year and a half to 2 years ago. I think I do remember that ride, but that's quite a while ago. 40:46 is the time on the day up against that time so far. So there's quite a bit of work to be done when it comes to the espresso and dopios right now at this point. Kiss with finesse. I mean, these are really old school times actually. Looking at this, I
Yeah.
mean R3R Fleetwood Mac. We're looking at here Sox Watts WRT, Dutch Diesel Cycling Atomic Spice. These are names that go pretty far back in the world of Zwift racing and the TTT for sure. So we'll see if these can be unseated, but obviously it's going to be a big ask here for all of the teams to try and throw something down against these. We are in with the Magpies, the Cryogen Magpies, and it's good to have them here. And I definitely want to give a shout out to the Magpies as they have provided a ton of information on the background of their team. And we always appreciate everything that's brought in. Stephen Brown threw down a little bit here for us. I like what they had to say about their team. Their ambition since January 2022 was to make it back into Premier League. They said the journey has been filled with technical sickness, husbands being abducted by their wives for weekends away. While we appreciate you guys jumping in and making it back into the Platinum League, we've got the Magpies. And they said that their bike choice today is going to be the Trons with the Cryo Blue as they high five their Cryogen team colors. So nice job by them. I mean, this is when it comes to fashion police, I don't know if it gets much better when it comes to match here. I mean, and look at this. We've got 3 with the Zwift cap and 3 with the white helmet. There's got to be something going on here with that 3 and 3. I mean, that's really well organized.
Yeah, is that helmet the ZRL Champions helmet, or
It is
it's
not
just a
a
white
zero.
helmet?
It's just the white helmet. It's a white helmet.
Right.
Forget which one exactly it is. But look at this also, Dave. Look at the socks that are orange along with the matching cap with 3 of them. And then if you go to the white, it's going to be blue socks with a white cap, with a white helmet here. And if you go to each one with the white helmet, they've actually matched that up as well. I'm wondering what's going on with the 3 with the orange. I mean, that's as tight as it gets. I haven't seen a 10 out of 10 ever. And I've got to say, this is I think 10 out of 10 almost. I'm not seeing almost
5.
Oh, there's one guy that's not on the Tron though, Dave. One,
Yeah,
of course. There's got to be that one guy and he wore the wrong gloves. What are you doing here? This is Chris. Chris, the Irishman. And I've got a little bit of
it's Chris. I'm sorry. I was on Noah Finn there. Noah, you're cleared. So well, exemplary job. And I was going to say guys, but Nathan, can you find Allie out here in the team? She deserves a big pat on the back, as I hope she took the start today.
Allie Creelan is here. She is here. She's off the back at this point. But she is here.
Well, She had a big weekend. So she just won a silver medal on Sunday at the age group middle distance European duathlon championships. That's a 10K run, a 60K bike, and then another 10K run. So, in all honesty, she's been training really, really hard for that. So, Allie, we want to give you a pat on the back. Way to go. A
Nice job,
cornerstone on the
Allie.
cryogen team. Yeah, nice
Absolutely
work.
awesome.
And
Very cool. Now
that
I want
helps
to
us
say something
highlight.
with Chris. I want to say something for Chris because Chris also is an amazing story. He's recovered of sepsis, infection, blood, actually.
Oh,
And coming back from that it can lead to damage and organ failure. Obviously, 5 years ago today, was discharged from hospital, having spent a period of time in the ICU. We didn't know at the time that within a month, he'd be back in there and nearly lose his life, we're hearing. So this week, he wants to share the importance cycling played. The fitness attained through cycling is a huge factor in his survival. Many doctors, especially consultants, emphasized that he should continue to cycle, and he didn't argue. So Zwift plays a huge role in this man's
yeah.
life. We're gonna give you a pass on the, I think, on the fashion police
100%.
here.
He was dealing with sepsis, so
Oh my
that's it.
goodness! I don't know if that was
So
happening in the decision of his
that's a
of his
good excuse.
fashion here,
That's a good
but
excuse, though. I'm gonna put that one in my back pocket
a
for later.
week
So
on Sunday,
that's
he began his TT schedule with the emphasis being on preparing for next year when he hopes to challenge in the national over 60 championships. 2.5 years on Zwift. Prior to joining Zwift, turbo exercises, low intensity. Man, what a great story here
that's
coming in
great.
from Chris.
Yeah, seriously. We've seen so many folks out there in the community using Zwift to benefit their life in the big picture. And Chris, good job out there. And obviously, we're just having to tell you the truth. Getting that kind of a ranking from Nathan is incredibly high. So you just got a tiny bit of work to do. It looks like some splits are coming in already. That's great to see here. So this is going to be in our latte class. I love the fact that we use the coffee classes to race with here in WTRL's Platinum League is in the latte right now an 11:33, so 10 seconds quicker than the next best right now, and it's Vikings on Vikings here for the first two spots. As it's Vikings Valhalla just in front of Vikings Molnir. These are our Norwegian friends having at it. 4 seconds from second to third is Dirt Time Chasers Megas at 11:47. It's going to be close, and Nathan, this is no surprise. Martin just put up an interesting comment that makes a ton of sense. I wanted to jump on a couple of things here, but we've raced on this course quite a few times in the ZRL. It's featured in almost every ZRL season. So some of the reason why we haven't been here that much is because of that. Martin really tries to mix it up with the courses that we're out on, and definitely does a tremendous job in pleasing a lot of people. They say you can't please everyone all the time. Well, Martin certainly comes close as anyone I know. So we're right now in with the cryogen team. They're almost to the middle point of this race here in London. So let's look a little deeper. Is I was getting to the point that these times are going to be close at the finish as well, because this course is all about pure team time trialing. And we've got a lot of really good teams. We talk about being into week 156, and we've got plenty of riders that have been here for more than half of those. The numbers are staggering when you look at some of our competitors and the frequency with which they've been racing out here in the WTRL. But so you're going to see it gets harder and harder to win. Takes a sharper and sharper sword. Vikings Valhalla 11:33 is very, very quick here. Platinum League teams invited to race in this slot based on their performance in the 19 different zones around the world now in WTRL. And the best 10 to 12 teams will receive that platinum invite, and most of them will accept. This is going to be Sisu. Hey, congratulations to Sisu. Their new kit is in game as of today. It doesn't get any fresher than this. I know Matt and everyone at Sisu is tremendously exciting. Great job, Sisu. It's your day today.
Yeah, pretty awesome to see. I do know there's some kit unlock events that they are doing. This team attempted to get through their kit
Oh, they
unlock event
didn't get
actually
it.
to have it in game, but it was too close to their kit unlock event was too close to this event, so they had to come on over, which I really appreciate that I mean, awesome to see that they came on over. But it's a great highlight for Sisu. Head on to sisu.racing. You can check out everything when it comes to Sisu. And good to see them challenging here in amongst the lattes, as always. Uh, Definitely love this team and everything that they represent, as well as the energy that they are bringing to all of the events that we do highlight here on Zwift Community Live. I want to just say something here from Simon the Chimp. Thanks, Simon, for jumping in. Amazing uh, skills there coming from the
Oh,
monkey. This monkey is able to type a lot better than most.
the
Orange
infinite
caps are
monkey
B's.
theory. Yeah.
Yeah, and white helmet C's. So for those that are
Great.
on the team, that's really great information, actually, across that team. I love that you helped us out there. So
They
we'll
say
keep
there's
our
method behind the madness. That's not madness. These guys are dialed. I am
super
really,
dialed.
really I'm really impressed. Nathan, I just wanted to quickly go back as Matt has made a huge effort to really inspire a lot of folks. And these days there's over 300 members of Sisu. They race out of 45 different countries. It's absolutely incredible. They're in duathlon and running as well. But we wanted to highlight the Nordic country of Finland is the cultural construct home of Sisu. And it's really used to describe the enigmatic power that enables individuals to push through unbearable challenges, climb new peaks. And I get a sense that that's exactly what this team is all about: extraordinary determination, courage, and being resolute in extreme adversity. And that's what we've got out here in the WTRL. So again, congratulations, Sisu. We love seeing you, and good luck to the Poo Poo team, the bunnies that they've got. This is going to be Vikings Valhalla, Nathan, that we're in with, and I know we have a couple Vikings teams out here today. This is this is Vikings Valhalla.
I think you're right. Make sure.
I'm going with the
I
V by next to Jensen's name. There is a.
I mean, do we have
I
a couple
watch.
of
I'll be.
Vikings in here? Mjolnir headed out first, and Valhalla headed out. I think we're looking at Mjolnir, actually. I think we're actually looking at Mjolnir.
I
The
had a
V
50-50
always,
shot.
yeah, you had a 50-50 shot. It was pretty good.
So
You
V
rolled
stands
the,
for Viking,
yeah,
not
V stacks
Valhalla.
for, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. And we moved our way backwards. 1, 2, 3. This is third. We're going back to, I want to just say, Havard Tomlinson, 131 team time trials. Talk about being a very committed individual amongst this crew. And always pretty good when it does come to the fashion as well, if we do want to highlight that. Now, when we see here, wow, Magpies coming through with a nice 23:07 as the team start coming through at that 16K mark. A little bit is ahead of the Adam Racing Mesatrons. But the Mjolnir at 11:41, who we're looking at right now, they are most likely sitting currently in 5th place. I believe it is, maybe 4th place, actually, overall, just behind the Dirt Time Chasers Megas. We'll keep on moving on through, though. We've got plenty to highlight out here as we jump in with Dirty Rascals Wrath, tied currently with TFC Lancaster at 11:48, 15.9K to go as they are 15.4 in. We talk about where these teams are at, that we're starting to jump in with the Lattes right now. They've gotten through a lot of the flat sections. This is the reverse, actually, of what we saw them doing in the Greater London Flat as far as the direction goes. They do the opposite direction through the underground and then a little bit of a climb over along the river, and then we'll be taking a right-hand turn momentarily into the underground and heading out to the Surrey Hills. So most of these flatter sections, it's really the diesel engines through here. Perhaps some of the climbers could save a little bit of something and really push the pace to carry them over when they do hit that last hill before climbing out of the underground again.
Yeah, and that's the trick, isn't it? So having those climbers ready to get on the front, and it's not so much that they're going to lift the speed as they hit the front, but just take super long pulls at that point. And everybody has to understand that their role out here. And this is a good example of that today. So the Wrath team motoring through the middle part of the course, a 23:07 coming in from CryoGen Magpies. It is worth noting that the teams start in reverse order. The seed is based on the fastest teams go last here in WTRL. So we'll be looking for the faster times to come up on the board. And there you go. Good example of that. Vikings Molnir already with a 22:53. So first team to crack that 23-minute barrier there at 14K in. The aforementioned CryoGen Magpies on a good day today, 23:07, in with the second fastest time. But we're going to start populating here that 14-kilometer check, which is thereabouts to the midpoint of this race. As Nathan said, though, there's a little more climbing in the back half.
Yeah, watch out for that. I think we're gonna get some changes most likely in where things set up because of that. As we move back through TFC, one of the teams that is currently sitting 1140, all tied all the way through. Actually, Dirty Rascals Wrath, TFC Lancaster, and RR Woolly Rhinos, all with an 1148. Talk about it doesn't get any closer than this. These teams are definitely looking forward to that climb though to see how things are going to play out between them. Well, some of them not looking forward to it too much, while the others are thinking, okay, it's time to bring some time back on the clock here between them.
And
Interesting to see here that 1148 is the almost fastest time. Mjolnir, the only one that's faster. Oh no, excuse me, not the fastest time, but it is within striking distance of that Valhalla time.
it's not a big Yeah, not a huge range there, to tell you the truth. I mean, they're all within 7 seconds, that 11:48 there, of what Vikings Molnir had at that 8K check. So do any of them come through quicker than the Vikings at 14K? We'll start answering that for you. Sisu Racing, the Bunnies, poop poop there with the 23:35. Welcome to the Platinum League, the highest level of competition on planet Earth as far as team time trialing goes. As we're in with the Megas here now.
Yeah, this is a really well organized team. It looks like with the Megas here. Dirt Time Chasers Megas 1138 was the last time they came on through. They're only 5 seconds off the fastest time at this point. As we've got Andreas making his way to the front, and with the Megas, this is going to be a mixed team. Jenna Scheller, Steven Simons, Stefan Harmon, Sebastian Wolf, Sean Phillips, Ivo Bravenbor, me Andreas Lil is on this team, Warren Hauser and Tim Rossenberger. So I believe one woman on this team that is wearing the visor, looking to take after, I believe, some Anna Russell visor. Well,
Anna
no,
Russell
Anna doesn't
vibe.
dig. She
Yep.
doesn't dig the. Actually, excuse me. I'm not sure she digs
She's
the
a
visor.
headband
She's
person.
a headbander. She actually
Right.
is like no go on the. I like the style here with the glasses though. These glasses mixed with this visor is kind of perfect for me. This is a good look.
I
With the
realize this is
ponytail off the
virtual, so
back, I mean, this is great.
that it works in virtual. I couldn't imagine in real life that a visor would be a
Visor
good choice. Yeah,
with this one.
it
Yeah,
doesn't. It seems
well,
like it'd have multiple issues. One, getting blown off your head, but also not super aerodynamic. Almost the opposite of that. But again, not an issue here. As Svenja looking very, very solid right now. So the Megas, Nathan, they had the second quickest check at the first time check that we had at 8K out there. As their time was at 11:38. Vikings Valhalla with that 11:33. Want to make sure I'm right here, but yeah, that was the quickest. So they're very close to the fastest time. Let's see what they have here at the mid-race checkpoint. We're back to cryogen now.
yeah. This is
Another
a
lot of
team
these.
of electricians and engineers, is what it seems like from what I'm seeing from this info sheet that they pulled through here. I'm loving one thing I want to say here though that highlighted to me when this info sheet came through on this team was that Martin, or excuse me, Martin van der Schaaf, the captain. I believe this is going to be him out of the Netherlands. His favorite pizza, Dave?
Oh no! Oh no! Pineapple and pepper, or pineapple and
Hawaiian
uh,
pizza.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go. Pineapple belongs on pizza out of the Netherlands. And he's even got this orange Zwift all in orange. I mean, he is highlighted today. And he is actually live right now over on Twitch as well, I believe. As
That's probably not even true. He just says that to
he
get
just says
you
that to
on
get
his
me to
side.
say something.
Yeah. That's the key to unlock the love from Nathan,
That's
is
the
just
key.
acknowledge
That's
that.
the key to
So
unlock it.
my question
Uh,
becomes then, so Nathan, if you're going to get a Hawaiian pizza in the United States, it would come with pineapple and Canadian bacon. Am I right on that? Is that the
Pineapple,
two
Canadian
ingredients?
bacon. Yeah, yeah, that's the main thing.
What
Those
do
are the
you
two
call
main
Canadian
things.
bacon in Europe? They can't call it Canadian bacon, do they?
Yeah, it's got to
That's
just
well,
be. Yeah, that's an interesting
we'll have a
question.
friend. We'll have a friend in Europe answer that for us. I'm going to think no, that's an American. type thing. But either way, this team right now absolutely motoring here. Look at the speed, 60 kilometers per hour they're touching on as we go through this
They're sitting
transition here.
second right now. Is that right? Are they sitting second? They are. Well
That
played so far.
22:35
Twenty-two
for the yes.
thirty-five. Yeah, and they are pressing hard here. Nice job by this Emus team as they come on down. The climb is really going to be telling for them. A couple
Put
of
some perspective on that Valhalla ride, though, Nathan. I mean, look at this 22-18 from the Vikings here. This is absolutely phenomenal effort there. As we've seen Cryogen Emus chasing hard, 22-35, 22-45 for Dirt Time Chasers Megas. The Woolly Rhinos, another perennial powerhouse squad, in at 22-51. So we're seeing a little more separation between these teams than I would have anticipated, to tell you the truth. Not quite as close as I thought it would be. It
So
gets
I just want
close
to
from 4th to
highlight
5th to 6th.
some of these guys here about their now their favorite pizzas is probably the most important part of the information
Obviously, we
that we have
highlight that.
here.
Yeah.
Magnus Berg says his favorite is Quattro Stagioni. I have no idea what that is. Is that four meats? Is that what that is, or
For
four
I'm thinking for cheese, but,
four cheese? You might be
say
right about
say it
that.
again?
Four cheese.
Yeah.
Quattro Stagioni. Is that maybe you're right there on cheese? Four cheese. And then Jeffrey Denton says it's blue cheese and garlic. They're all different. Matthew Herman says that his is meat feast, mushrooms and prosciutto from Alex Deeds. What is American hot? Duncan Farley says American. I don't even know what American hot is.
So
When
that's
it comes
something
to a
that would be
pizza.
European, right?
Yeah,
It's,
what's American hot? And then Matthew Holyoke with the spicy beef. So I appreciate these guys
pizza.
with the pizza. All of these guys, absolutely awesome. They've all done well over 100 kilometers of training in real life, or racing in real life as their longest rides. But the longest rides on Zwift, most of them have done somewhere between 160 to 235 kilometers in 6 hours by their captain, Mike Van der Scherf. So
I am
pretty cool to
learning
see.
today all kinds of things. It's not just Martin at WTRL that's been teaching me. Pizza Quattro Stagioni is a variety of pizza, and this sounds absolutely awesome to me, Nathan. You're not going to believe that you've never heard of this. 4 seasons pizza. There's 4 different ingredients or 4 different sectors of the pizza representing one season of the year. Artichokes represent spring, tomatoes and basil represent summer, mushrooms represent autumn, and ham or prosciutto or olives represent winter. There you go.
Wow.
Quattro stagioni. So
That's pretty
not
cool, actually. I'm
that is
liking
cool,
that is
isn't it?
really cool. Yeah. We
Now
need
I'm
more
hungry. So
information like
thanks a
that.
lot,
Well, yeah, I
guys.
mean, that
Yeah.
on that side of things, I'm not too happy about it, but I mean,
So
maybe we're
that's the
gonna get
cryogen. You
pizza
know what?
tonight. I think it's cheat day in the
Yeah, it
in the
just
Nathan
became cheat
household.
day.
It just became cheat day in the Nathan household because me and the boys are gonna get pizza after a long ride tonight, I think. So
The pizza night's usually Friday night at the Guerra household, I think. But so Nathan, you know what though? I think that speaks to community, and what makes this fun is sharing this kind of information amongst the team. And some of the teams have a love for cookies or biscuits, as they call them. There's a lot of range out here, but coming together to share some jokes, some laughs, and something to eat is a beautiful thing. So, couple cryogen teams today, couple dirt chaser teams. These are the franchises that we've got in the world of
we're
Zwift.
jumping over to Espresso/Doppio, just as a heads up, Dave.
Oh
Just as a
boy.
heads up. And we're in with Mutant.
Okay.
We're in with Mutant right now.
So we're seeing some new teams coming on. We had a meeting earlier today where Hexagon came up, and I was thinking, boy, that's a team that sure came on strong in the last year. Well, Mutant, this is the freshest of the fresh new teams in my mind, Nathan. And there's some real powerhouses on this squad. Uh, they've immediately become the top of the Doppio teams out here, top of the table. And they're almost 45 seconds quicker here than the Tutti Fruttis that we love. The Team Swedish Swifters in with the second quickest time. Look at the pace that they're setting right now. Ooh la la.
Yeah, solid 46 kilometers per hour right now coming from Young, Mutant here out of UK, Burns, Kaufman, Allen, Young. It's going to be Frazen is there as well as Vado coming from Denmark and Kenny out of Ireland. Every flag is different. This is as multicultural as it gets here. It's Frizon out of France. Pushes 6 watts per kilogram to the front on this downhill of 3%. They need to get up over that 50 kilometers per hour easily, and they will do so at a, as you said, crazy fast time. Tutti Frutti comes on through, but immediately 1 minute faster. Here comes Mutant
Huh.
X flying down
What's the
this
course record?
straightaway.
Course record
Course
was
record. Yeah,
40.
let's go ahead and just bring that right on in.
See
We'll
with
just
how
do it.
close
There it
see
is.
if we got 40, excuse me,
They have to finish in 7 minutes,
38:41.
though. They have to finish in I don't know. 7 minutes over to
Uh,
that section of course. Oof.
there's yeah, a little bit of vertical. That's going to be really tough. So people might think, wow, teams haven't gotten better over the last couple of years. Well, they have. They definitely have. But the drafting dynamics, the in game dynamics have changed. So it makes it harder to go faster. The teams are always cracking codes out there. And and it's certainly possible that they do set a new course record out here. Although I don't know that it's trending that way right now, but that's a rough estimate here. They'll let their legs do the talking. Back to cryogen here in Pokak.
Yeah, I think we're jumping in. This is going to be Cryogen Gulls. They currently have a 21:23 for the Cryogen Gulls out on course as they make their way around. And it does look like solid 53 kilometers per hour as they go along the river. 1% uphill gradient right now. Henderson out of Scotland making his way to the front. He's going to take a pull at 6 watts per kilogram on the pink Tron bike with some red socks. I actually don't. Oh, he's got pizza socks. That's the theme of the day. I love it. I mean, seriously, Hallam's here. Now, what is he? This is just Swift socks. Well, okay. Kells is here. Are there any more pizza socks?
I
Henderson,
didn't even
though.
know pizza socks were a thing. So,
Well, they're
what
gonna
a
be a
day it's
thing that
been
I'm
for
gonna
me.
go get
Yeah,
now. I'm gonna go get some pizza socks now. I have to get them because I'm not sure I have them. So I'll have
I
to do
think
something
you
about that.
definitely make sure you get the Hawaiian ones. So, Norman Henderson is the rider that we were just with. This is going to be Ben Hallam here of the Cryogen Gulls. Who else do they have out here today? Alex Harris, good to see you out here, Alex. Bobby Kells, Nick Brackenridge, and the Brazilian Paulo Campos on the team. So that's Cryogen. That's the Welsh flag that we're looking at there.
Paulo,
Always good to see.
welcome to the world of TTT, and as it is only his fourth. Today will be his fourth as he has three under his belt. The rest of the team pretty well established. I think the next lowest is 12 TTTs. You're pretty into the world of team time trialing at that point. A little bit of a gap though. Campos as well as Henderson are open up. They do not. They have to wait actually because they only have five left. You
No
got to cross.
choice.
Oh no, they don't have to wait. There's one other.
Four,
There's
four,
one other.
four.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I just saw Harris and Pocock coming on through here, so they don't necessarily have to wait. The extra body at this point, with how much time they have left, I'm not sure it's really going to be
Now is
worth
when
it.
you don't wait. At
Yeah,
this point, you don't wait.
yep.
When you're inside of 5K, Nathan, that's not only for our 5K to go hero, but that's a threshold number, I think, for team time trial squads as well.
I'd
That's
have to
when there's no
agree.
longer any waiting.
Just give it. Campos to the front.
Just
He
give
better
her.
still have something to go at this point because you take over at the front, you better continue on. Henderson here, as you can
Boy,
see, off the
seeing
bat.
the Brazilian flag, I tell you what, the Brazilians did an unbelievable job with the World Cup race. They had the mountain bike World Cup down there this last weekend. Brazil has got cycling fever like Colombia, or maybe not quite like Colombia, but good job, Brazil. That's the home of Paulo Campos that we've got out here. We're going to actually change teams now as it looks like we've gone
Art,
over
they're
to
the
the
first ones to start in the
espressos.
espressos. This is the ART team, the Photons, making their way to the line. They did just drop one rider, and it's going to be a turnaround here, and then the last couple of K that they're into, actually probably a K and a half, as Day takes over at the front for the Photons.
Mark Day out here with Mike Hoodless, Pete Hicks, Doug Curtis, Dave Kino, Darren Westmoreland, Daniel Priest, and Carl Koenig making up the Photons today. Atomic Racing Team, ART, in full effect. I like their look, all business. Black and red, the two fastest colors combined.
As
That's
they make their
scientific,
way through, it
Nathan.
is. I think.
Right.
Greg here, pushing on, pushing innovation. Is that Gavin Richardson? Man, he's been around a long time. Zaza's there as well, I think. This is some old school innovation riders jumping in and amongst the crew here with the Rebels 31:51, currently the third fastest time at the 24K mark. Greg makes his way to the back. They're being chased down though by one of the fastest of the fast. It is going to be Team SZ as Jean Worm leads them out. Blomqvist, Jarhid,
That's
Harberg.
another. Verm is a big name. I became a fan of his watching over the last couple years his work in Premier League. Massive engine. How quick are they today? Swedish Swifters? I would expect something special.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I'm trying to take a look here,
I'm
and I
not
think this is going
seeing.
to be Tutti
Yeah.
Frutti. They just happen to be a crossover here in the espresso, so I think
Uh,
they're at a
that. There you
31:40.
go.
Is what I'm
Good
assuming.
catch, Nathan. I have a feeling you're exactly right, and that was extremely intuitive of you. Nice job.
So
Because John
overall,
is one
between
of the best Swedish
espresso
racers. Yeah.
and Doppio, they'll be about fourth at that 24K mark at a 31:41. We'll see if they can bring some time back, but it's gonna be a big jump to time chasers, I think, to the Zetas, but we'll see.
Yeah, and you can see how fast that course record was now. This was not a bad ride, and they're outside of a minute from that time. I love the name Burrito Titans. Gonna have to find out more about these guys. Good to see them up in platinum here.
Wait, what? Is
That's
this
way more
actually a
appealing to
thing?
me.
Is this actually a thing? The Burrito Titans? I love it.
It is now. Welcome to the greatest day of my life because this is fantastic.
Smurfs, Fred, this
Find
has
out
been a
more.
team. They dominated in the TTT on the ZRL, Smurfs Flay. And this is why, because they show up and they practice this week in and week out. 30:55, currently the fastest time at 24K. Not surprising, whatever. Nick Brownbell coming on through and congratulating the team, I think, that overtook the Titans, actually. And that is going to be the Zetas. So the Zetas are also flying. But I gotta talk about the Titans because I mean they're the Burrito Titans. I mean, look at this kit. They're using Kate's kit. Is that the Kate? Is
Oh,
that the drama? Is that the llama kit?
that's no drama llamas, isn't it?
Yeah, excuse me, not Kate. The no drama llama kit. Excuse me, not Kate's kit, but I got the two mixed up. This is the no drama llama kit. They've all got
Aaron's
their
kit.
with Aaron,
Yeah.
yeah, and this is
So
amazing.
Aaron is our friend up in Calgary, Canada, that has been a huge part of the No Drama Llamas, which have also franchised, and it's become one of the most popular. I mean, people have fallen in love with this jersey. You can see why. I mean, it just makes you feel better when you look at it. No drama, just love and
Is
Watts.
Katie Loker riding for this team in espresso? Is that right? She is. Oh
So
my
let's see who we've
goodness.
got here. Uh, I know we've got Peter McMullen, Nick Brownville, Lee Evans, Kjell Jackson, and Gunnar Dahlin. It's a real international team. And Katie Loker, electricspirit.co rider in the mix here. Way to go, Katie. Talk about punching above your weight. What a legend.
Super legend. 32:44, still competing for a top 8 situation here. Electric Spirit Co. Tuxedo didn't show up. I guess they went to go hang out with the other penguins today. As Zed's on Red Dwarfs, PTZ Orit. Definitely want to highlight them as they're about to make their way to the line, though. Bernardo and the rest of his team, I think, has already pressed on. Smurfs Frey about to finish up. Here's the finish here coming in from the PTZ team, as it's going to be Carlos Figuera, Ribeiro, and Santos Vidigal is here as well, all coming out of Portugal. And solid watts here from 6.9 watts per kilogram. The PTZ team trying to challenge at 32.29 though currently. 185 beats per minute for Carlos.
All right, and they've got the finish line as you hit the mall here, just like in ZRL earlier this week. You know that the suffering is about to end. We should see the finish arch. being passed under in a moment here as this one will be done and dusted. There's the sprint line to activate the finale here. So the INC Rebels had a phenomenal start. Can they hold on? I think so. INC Rebels fastest time with 31:51 at 24K. The finish line about 7K after that. So that's going to be PTZ Santos across the line. A
Yeah, I
bit of
want to
a mixed
highlight
bag, I
this
think.
is Nelson Santos just real quickly because he's a huge story amongst the team. As he just disappears for us for a second there, I probably won't be able to get him back as we jump back to the Zetas. But Nelson Santos, this guy recovered from 100, being over 100 kilograms to his current weight of 70 kilograms. Example for so many people in their group. He's Portuguese but lives in Germany and is racing usually with very good results. They call him their old captain, but not for his age, but for because he is first Elkbar captain. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. One of the best, most regular, usually very kind, very assertive on advice. He also coaches a lot of younger kids in cycling. So he coaches the development of the youth in cycling. So Nelson, shout out to you for making huge gains in fitness and
I
being
recovered from being
great leader. Great leader, it sounds like, not only with your team, but in the community.
I can relate. I recovered from being 100 kilograms too.
But
Takes a lot of work.
it takes. I was wondering if you were going somewhere
It's
else with
quite a
that, or if it was
recovery.
just like if you
No,
were just like if you're
no, I've
just
never
like
heard of it as
this
saying
is
being
just.
called recovered, but I love that. I mean,
I was wondering if you're going. I mean, that's what they put it. That's how he put it.
I
I'm
know
just
it
reading
makes
what he
total
said.
sense. He did recover, and I've never thought about it that way, but
I
I
recovered from.
recovered from being obese, right? Um,
Goodness.
well,
Oh,
it's a
Dave.
constant battle, let me tell you, right?
Dave, some days, man, the jokes are so good, are just too good, and they're not even jokes. So that's like they're just too good. How much I
You
appreciate them.
follow me, don't you? I
I
mean, that
follow
is a
you. Yep.
recovery. Okay,
I
all
don't know.
right,
I think you
yeah.
follow me. I think that's how this goes. I think I'm not sure I'm following you, but like I'm with you there, though, Dave. I'm with
Well,
you. I'm with you.
it's funny. I saw the name Fiona and I thought, oh, Fiona Schroeder, but this is a different Fiona, isn't it? Fiona is one of those names. I think it's a beautiful name, very Irish to me. Let's see. This is ZR Scott, so it's
Yeah,
Scottish in this case.
yeah, jumping across a lot of categories here,
Oh, I
and
should. Yeah, looks like we're moving over to the Viennas because the
moving
women are
over to the
taking over.
ladies. We're moving over to the ladies. We only got BBB and NZ Bro. Both of us started in with the ladies top level of Vienna Espresso in the frappes. As you can see, we've got 7 teams jumping in. It's gonna be a battle between Sox Watts, Ravon, WTRL, What's Up To, Crush Pod, Spice Frappe, Electric Spirit Co, Cosmonaut, Coalition Amathea, and KSTE Power. We'll go over to the frappes soon, and then we've got Rockies starting first in with Vienna Lattes, WTRL Cycling Pirates, Rave Against the Machine, Zed Sun Pluto, Galaxy Supernova Surge, HDR Crank Crushers, and Galaxy Supernova Velocity for Vienna Lattes. And then in the Viennas, and that's who we're in with now. Rave Hardcore are the first to go out on course. Zar Scott Aria, Zed Sun Hydra, RC File Rebel Luna's ABC Mount version, WCC Inferno, ZR Scott Alba, and then Adam Racing Team Electrons, Evo Meteors, and the Owl Bikes, who were the fastest in the winners last week.
Yeah,
What a highlight that was to watch that play out in front of our eyes last week. So this was mid-pack starters with ZR Scott that got us in with the Viennas to kick things off with the ladies. If you're looking for results, we will get them going here momentarily with the men slash mixed
start
in
rolling.
just a little bit. But we got to get
Great.
the course going here
Get
for
the
the
ladies.
ladies.
Yeah, get the ladies out on course while you're doing that, Nathan. I'll give a shout out here to the. So it looks like Zed R. Scott has 2 teams, the Arias and the Albas out here today. And these ladies certainly deserve a shout out after all the hard work they've been doing. Rachel Roger. And so this is the 2 teams combined, Rach Crow. There's 3 Rachels out here, and Rach Miami, Paula, Mirari Walker, Lou Prez, Kristen Ross, Julie McTaggart, Jenny G, and then there's Jenny B, Jenny Badger, Jan Sword, Jamie Blythe, and we mentioned Fiona, who we've been following. We're in with Prez now, but Fiona Dav. as well. So good job to all of our every rider is Scottish on the ZR Scott teams. They
Hmm.
keep it pure, like well, the I think the Valhalla teams are going to be almost always Norwegian. Swedish Swifters, they live up to their name, and then you have Nathan was highlighting some of the incredibly international teams where every flag is different out there. Different ways to do it. We've even had some teams like Volendam where all of the riders lived within 10 kilometers of each
That
other,
was
and
crazy.
other
That was
yeah.
amazing, actually. Like, that
To
was
get
one
that
of the
much talent within 10K of each other, right?
wasn't surprised though, because they were from the Netherlands, weren't they? I mean,
That's true. As a matter of fact, you
huge
can't,
cycling
yeah,
culture, right?
yeah, you can't go more than a couple hundred meters without finding a great cyclist in Holland. They're all over the shop.
Rave
That's a
hardcore,
bike.
being hardcore, 158, 163 watts right now, coming in from Alex H.
It's our Vienna category that we're in with now, and Rave is another. I do want to, Nathan, go back and shout out the Owls again. That was their first platinum win ever last week. Not that it's not like they've been banging away on that door for years and
Sure,
years.
let's
They
go take
came
a
up
look at
into the
them too.
platinum
Let's
league.
just get them right on screen here.
Okay, great. So the Owls, it's an acronym that stands for Older Women in Lycra, and they're more than proud of the fact that this is something special. 65 years old for Arlene, Arlene Salcedo, Becky Padilla, Cindy Schnee, Elaine Montoya, who creates the stingers that you see at the beginning of our show and has been very helpful. Great part of the community. Always thankful for you, Elaine. Christina Miller, Pam Morris, and Wendy Skeen making up the Owl ladies out here today. So they're on a hot streak right now. They look fantastic in this jersey. As a matter of fact, I got to think that Anna Russell would be pretty impressed.
What is this jersey? WRRS. Hmm. I'm liking the
A lot of ride-ons in her pocket.
who was that? Pam? Oh,
It
a
was
lot of right
Pam.
on.
Pam
Hmm.
has a lot of friends, but a lot of people must follow her on the Zwift Companion app.
So across this team, the kind of experience it took for this team to perform at the level that they did, um, just the other day. See if we can bring that in and get an idea of where they stand when it comes to participation, because very impressive actually. Owl Bike, um, across this team, I think they're well over 400 total between all of them. TTTs maybe 500. Um, Pretty solid. Their
Wow.
highest
Yeah.
is going to be Elaine at 86, and Cindy Schnee, they're at 83 coming into this race out here today. So it was a big day for them last week, obviously, with that win, and we'll see what they can pull off out here today. Currently at the 6K mark, it is going to be AVC that is leading things out for the ladies. Mount Virgin at 1307. It's going to be, wow, a pretty big gap. ABC's flying today. See if we can find them, because that's no joke when it comes to how far up on the rest of the competition that AVC is. As we jump in with Klaus, he's going to help us out here out of Germany. 155 beats per minute coming from her. Only 4 riders, it looks like. Oh, no, excuse me. Well, is that right? Is there only 4 riders? There's only 4 riders left here. And yet they are sitting with the fastest time so far. I don't know if that's going to hold with only 4 riders. We still have JR Scott Alba, Adam Racing Team Electrons, Evil Mirrors, and the Owl Bike team to come through. But so far, it's a pretty big jump between WCC Infernos and Mount Virgin.
Yeah, I mean, only 8K in to see that kind of difference that's eye-opening for sure. So obviously AVC Mount Virgin having a tremendous ride. Let's see if they can hold on out here. Certainly, as time goes on, it starts to wear on you, the fact that you don't get as much rest as you're in the very, very quick rotation out here. Also, you wonder, is there one rider of just exceptional ability on this team, Nathan, that can do the work of 2 or 3 riders just taking mega pulls?
Mega Poles. There needs to be a team just called Mega Poles. That is a great name
It's a lot
for
to live up to. You might not
Mega
want to be
Pulls.
on that team.
I'm just gonna make my in-game name Mega Pulls from now on. That's just my.
It
I'm,
works.
I'm changing it up. I'm changing it up. I'm loving that. Let's, uh, let's go ahead and take a look here real quick at the rest of the Viennas, and then we'll move on over up the categories. Actually, I think we'll jump right on over to the espressos as quickly as we can, just so that we get an idea of how that is playing out between the two that have shown up today, and then we'll jump across frappe as well as latte. But BBB and Edzed, bro, tight battle between the Pavlov. Only a 9-second difference at that 6K mark. I mean, that is really tight here. 8K mark. And I think the Pavlovas are not going to be liking that. NZ getting up early out of New Zealand, trying to battle right now.
It's going to be a battle. I mean, that's only 9 seconds. So, depending on scheduling and pacing, expect this one to go right to the line out here. BBB today's got Ann Fitzpatrick, Janie Holm, Michelle Curie, Michelle Hurley, Sarah Lucas, and Teresa Daviette racing. So they started with 6, I believe, although I'm only seeing 4 on their in the green box here, which is typically the number of starters. It goes green when they're out on course and then red once they've finished. So maybe not everybody made it to the line. There they are. That's BBB that we're looking at. It is 4 riders out here.
Yeah, you're right. Pinky, Teresa, Hurley.
Michelle Hurley there, right?
And as far as
Not sure
starters go,
which
you're
rider.
right. Teresa Davitt, Sarah Ann Lucas, Michelle Hurley, Michelle Curie, Yanni Holm, and Amy Fitzpatrick are who I have listed here.
I'm not sure which rider the nickname Pinky is here. Well, that's the pink hat of it. Well, I say obviously. Would be so. Oh, okay. Well, then using deduction, that's Holm that we're looking at. Yanni Holm.
73 TTTs underneath.
See what I did there? I used multiple data points to triangulate
Yeah,
in
you
on
did.
who.
You did a great job
Yeah.
there. Actually, I am super impressed right now.
The Danish flag was the code breaker, actually. So
nice. Teresa on the front, the American, pulling a solid 4.6.
I wonder if when we
I don't
check
know where
back
the
in with.
Pavlovas are. I actually don't even know. They're like, they
We
have
can't
a
find the
huge
Pavlovas, which
time
is
gap. There's a huge
that's a
time
common
gap
problem
difference
around.
there. What, finding
Yeah.
Pavlovas?
Yeah, well, they disappear all the time. If I remember correctly, a pavlova is a very delectable, like a egg white sugar dessert. I'm going to have to look that up to make sure I'm right.
Meringue-based dessert named after
Yes,
the
there you go.
Russian ballerina Anna Pavlova. It has a crisp crust, soft, light inside, usually topped with fruit and whipped cream. Name is pronounced or like the name.
Sounds
of the
okay to
dance
me.
So it's from Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, really? That's what you don't hear about pavlovas in the United States very much. I would call that a specialty dessert.
I thought it was
Right?
an
Like
animal.
affogato.
I actually thought it was an animal.
Oh, really? It sounds like an animal.
Yeah, that
Right.
was like.
I got bit by a pavlova. You're kidding.
Watch out for the pavlovas. It's got teeth.
Like,
Wait,
yeah, it's
your
crawling with
pavlova has
pavlovas and
teeth?
javelinas and yeah.
And affogatos. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
All
Well,
right.
someone feel free to DoorDash a pavlova over to Nathan's house. I guess that was a hand-delivered affogato that you had by one of our Zwift community folks that live in Wisconsin.
Yeah, everyone's wondering what are you talking about? There's an affogato at his door. Like, why was there an affogato at
How
Nathan's
could that
door?
happen?
How did it just showed up? It walked up and it almost bit me. That's what happened. No, so yeah, someone.
When you sent me a text, a picture of it, and I thought, oh gosh, what is in that bag? Is what I was thinking. What could be going on here?
Yes, I did. I sent Dave a picture of the affogato as it showed up to the doorstep. Just whoever sent
documenting it. Yeah.
And Dave's response was of confusion. It was kind of just a, okay, man.
What's happening here? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Like,
Well,
you
that
weirdo. It was almost like, you weirdo. Like,
well, come on. But I would say that confused is my standard operating procedure, uh, most of the
oh
time.
boy.
Hey, you
Coalition
found
on the front
Crush
here.
Pod and
But we're gonna go to
Coalition.
straight to the front. Yeah, straight to the front with Coalition. We're in here,
So
and
that's our espressos, isn't it? Vienna
I think it's
espresso.
Vienna Frappe. I think this is, but I'm just gonna make sure that I got that right. Yeah, we're jumping in with Vienna Frappe because Coalition
You got it.
started second. KST Power, I think, only had two starters and didn't maybe get off the line. We'll have to wait and see. Electric Spirit Co. were the next to go, so we'll get in with the Frappes now and see how things are playing out across that category. They're gonna
All
chill us
right. And
right
so
on out
this
with the
coalition,
jokes. No more jokes. This is serious business now
yeah, let's
with
get down to
Alethea.
business here. So this coalition team today's got Amy Young, Becca Neeson, Jill Theodosi, Michelle Potgeiter. Oh, Natika is racing. Our friend from Seattle, who's been part of the Zwift community. The Let's see, Natika, Silvana Zenker, Vanessa Beaver, and South African Z Metz. I'm gonna take a pass on your last name, Z, until I can get it right. McKeezy,
McKeezy, maybe McKeezy. You might got that. Might be not.
McKees, maybe. It's a beautiful name. We'll get it right. It's not beautiful the way I say it. Um,
McKees, I
so
think
Sox
McKees is right. I think you're right there. That's yeah,
McKees,
pretty good job.
yeah.
We'll see though. We'll see. We're probably gonna get yelled at for that. So 34 races and 30 races from Jill Theodossi at that 30 races. Nikita's got 34. The rest, Amy Young also at 15. The rest under 10. And so I like it that this team, Almathea, actually has been one that I've noticed showing up really consistently and making the Platinum League. And I just really want to shout out how consistent they have been at making sure that they make this top 10 invitation week in and week out. So congratulations to them on that. They're holding on to a 1242 right now, battling with Electric Spirit Co. and WTRL Watts Up too. So it's going to be close there between them. It's actually really close. It's only 3 seconds actually between sixth to third. And then Ray Vaughn and Sox for Watts are in the kind of not a league of their own, just a little bit above there. About what is that? 20 seconds out for Ray Vaughn to that last place with Coalition that we're looking at. So this is still plenty of racing left to go. And over the top of this climb, if they can hold on to these numbers, they're gonna fly down the other side of that Surrey Hill climb.
Gotta love having 8 riders together at this point as well. This is where you can start to take advantage of that fact and just hit the front, get that rotation really clicking out there. So Coalition now making that transfer out to the Surrey Hills. They'll make that it's a left-hand turn instead of going up Box Hill, isn't it? That they take out here.
We're gonna move our way back over to Electric Spirit Co. Spirit Company here with Holzer. It's gonna be Sterry, Maxwell, Rebowers, R.K. Lyle, and Andrian Cote. As I think, did I get all of them there? I might have missed one. See if I can make sure that we Suzanne Monkhouse and Susan Lyle. It's going to be Rachel Coop, Rachel Maxwell, Julie Rebowers, Jana Holzer, and Charlie Sterry and Andrian Cote on this team. Welcome to the TTT, Julie Rebowers. Nice job in jumping out here and getting right into the deep end, actually, in the Platinum League, as she has never done one before. That's a big jump. Not just getting into the TTT, but going right in
Starting in
to
Platinum.
Platinum League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Courage for sure.
Level 25 Zwifter. It looks like going all the way back, though. She's been on the platform for a while, going all the way back to 2020, right around that time that the pandemic hit and people were jumping on. And it looks like Rebor's not doing anything that really is in the ZRL or WTRL or anything like that. But definitely doing just some pickup races a lot. Really cool to see. Races a lot of pickup races, actually. Julie coming out of France with 53 races, almost a B category rider, it looks like. And doing lots of B category, though, from what I'm seeing. B category when it comes to her watts per kilogram. But and I think she just bumped up over the top of that actually. So nice job to her.
So a couple of our last teams out on course include some big names. I see that Natalie Lawrence is racing today, Nathan, for the Sox for Watts squad. She's a pocket rocket for sure. You've got Emma Pye. So that's Sox for Watts. I'm talking about the Odd Sox. I believe it is the Odd Sox today. Annie Oxley, Cassie Baldy, and Donna Watts making up this Sox for Watts team that started with 5 out here today. At least that's what I'm seeing. Although it's saying, well, I don't think they have 8, although yeah, we'll have to see when we jump in with them if we have a chance to do that.
Sure, we can
How
move
many riders?
backwards. And here's Crush Pod.
They
No guys, no Masters kit. Petra here now making a move. We'll get right on over to Sox Watts. They're sitting in the middle here, 4th place currently. This is really tight racing. It just gets tighter as the race
well,
goes on.
yeah, I think that Crush Pod actually. Let's see here, Crush Pod now. Let's see who we've got on the team today. Oh wow, it's the A team: Caroline Millens, Curly Wild, Justine Walsh, Lauren Shedburn, Monica Velton, Nan Durdorf McLean. You said Petra there. She looks great. The Austrian rider, and then the German Legina Langhammer making up the Crush Pod team as they hit the climb here, or a little climbing sector here. 23:43, the fastest time right now from Rave On. We're still waiting for that Sox for Watts time, which I'm anticipating to be the quickest. They might have even gone under 24 minutes. I could see something like a 23:58 from Sox for Watts with the team that they've got today. But let's take a look at what we've got in front of us now. Rave On with the 23:43, 24:14 for WTRL. What's up to 24:14. There it is. Wow, 23:25, Nathan. So they're absolutely lighting it up today when you talk about Sox for Watts Odd Sox. Not a surprise. There's some premier quality athletes on that team. Natalie Lawrence is an OG, an original Zwift hero.
And Leah Thorvaldsen is racing today. She's also
I
on the
don't have
road,
her on my
isn't
start
she?
list. That, yeah,
Okay,
there you
so
go. That makes
I
sense.
have her here. Yeah, okay. If she isn't on the start list, okay, fine, because she's going to Redlands. I'm pretty sure. From the post that I've seen.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. So from what I've seen, but maybe she's racing this and heading out there. I don't know. We'll see. Or I thought she was already on the road though, from what I've been watching, but maybe not. Ferris here now. Oh, are we gonna lose people now? Are just gonna start giving us some problems? No more, no
We
problems,
have
please.
Yes, our men have all finished as we've got the ladies here into the second half of the course. 31K of racing out here today. Nice to
This
get this little sector behind you. Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight WTRL with Cleo Ferris, as well as Sonia Foot, Reek Mild, Sihas, Nicole Lewis, Holly Martinson, and Allison Kerr. Allison was just taking a mega pull on the front, actually, right before they hit this climb. And then, on top of that, after doing so, is trying to pull Foot and Lewis back into the fold right now. Whew. Kerr is just a monster out here, putting in massive efforts out of Scotland. Now going to roll right on up. We'll see if she carries the speed through. No, she's going to let Ferris do her job on the front. Great. Wow. I'm so impressed by this team and the way that they are cohesive right now in the movements that each one of these avatars are making. They really are on the same page and making the most out of all of the power they have for throwdown on the course. And that's really what the TTT is about. And that may end up giving them that third place as they battle with Crush Pod and Coalition Amathea right now.
Yeah, this is poetry in motion that we're looking at from WTRL. What's up to right now? Clearly, they've been doing their work and they've got a game plan as they make their way into this first half hour of racing. They're going to have just over 10K to go at this point. Sox for Watts Odd Sox with a blistering 23:25. But look at what Ray Vaughn has done. 23:43. So this race is not over as Ray Vaughn is still hot on their heels out there. That's really impressive by Ray Vaughn. They're not folding under the pressure. WTRL, the team we're with right now, sitting on a 24:14, but we're going to be getting that final check here at 24K pretty soon from most of these teams. Remembering Sox for Watts was one of the final teams to head out So Coalition, the Amathea with a 24-14, 24-24 for Crush Pod Spiced Frappe, and electricspirit.co, the Cosmonauts 24-31 as it stands.
Looking at this rider here for about the last year, she's been jumping in to some racing with WTRL type events. We do see her in the Zwift Racing League all the way back on January 19th, 2021. That's going to be Cleo Ferris. And she is smashing it on the front right now. I believe she does do triathlons as maybe her main in real life, if I'm not incorrect. She tends to do mixed teams actually in the B category for ZRL. And then it looks like for the TTT, though, has jumped into the Platinum League starting last August. So, and now it seems to be a mainstay on this team and is really a huge asset for them. As you can see, this monster pole that she's doing in the back end of Surrey Hills. We'll see if this can get them the win out there today. Well, not the win, but the third place on the podium as they chase down Amathea and Crush Prod Spice Frate. Big shout out to Ferris on the efforts that she's making here right now. Well over threshold for a while there, I think she was at 247 FTP at a 4.4 watts per kilogram. She continues to push on at 4.6 plus, as you can see. Let's move back to Rave On, though. This is going to be your second place team right now, looking to challenge, and no other than the. Do we just call her Zwift Addict at this point? I'm not sure. Like we'll just
That's
rename
fair.
her. We'll rename Tennille. I think she'll like that, actually. As she's out here with the headband and playing the Anna Russell model at this point, essentially. Dudas here right on the wheel as Curly comes on through out of the UK. They still got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as they make their way around or down the back end of this final climb. Not final
All
climb,
right.
excuse me, Surrey Hill climb. They still got to jump out of the. It's actually a couple climbs ago. My bad, but the main climb today.
So this is the Vienna Frappes that we've been in with here. As they're getting right down to it. Looks like everybody's through that 14K check, and we'll see what we've got at 24K. That'll give us a good feel for what to expect for the finale here. I agree with you about Tennille, though. She's really made an impression on folks in the Zwift community. So active and upbeat. As this is the Rave team, getting a good look at them. Feel like you're sitting right in the slipstream now.
I saw a NZ Bro team chasing these riders, interesting enough. But I'm not seeing. I'm just gonna double check where that team is at though. Um, in this situation here for the Vienna Frappes, is that the Pavlovas between them? I think it is, but they've got a little bit of different name in their screen name. But I think the Pavlovas have snuck their way between from the start list that I'm looking at here over at WTRL.
Ah.
They have snuck themselves between Socks Watts, Odd Socks, and Rave On. I don't know about Sneak, but that's where they're at. And we'll see if we can jump in with them in a moment as a few of the Rave riders here off the back have been dropped off. They've done their work with Ricken and Curly both getting dropped off at this time. This is going to be Meek Ricken. 10. It's her 11th TTT total. And there's the Pavlovas as they're
Oh,
in that. I love the kit that they use. Rubber side up, Radavast. Always can recognize them in the all black.
it
And
fits
very
the news.
intimidating, aren't they?
I agree. They the All Blacks. That's the theme for the national teams for all of New Zealand, and certainly this is the right kit for them. Put any hee-hees, the princesses we have here, and Conlon. So NZ Bro is racing in our Vienna latte class, correct?
No, they're
Espresso.
espressos
I
actually.
apologize.
They're
I apologize.
espressos, but
Right.
they just had jumped across. It looks like in the start order or in the start
Oh,
list
and a
for
little bit
the.
quicker. Yeah, they're well. We just put the BBB split up, but it looks like NZ Bro, when we get that information, if they can hold on, they were fastest at the midpoint check out here.
Yeah, good pick up there, Dave. Because look at this, 23:42. 23-43 from Rayvon. So they're battling right now with Rayvon. Oh, one of the
They're
princesses
losing
over
a
the
rider
top
here.
there. It looks like it might have been too much of a grind, I think, is what happened. I think that she had just way too big of a gear. I don't know if that was a dropout. Did you see it go to zero, actually? I don't think so. I think at the back end of that climb, a lot of times there's a little bit of a delay on depending on what trainer that you're on, that you'll actually feel that incline come at you. And did you see when she actually had to kind of get over the top of that with the RPMs? And they need all these riders. That
Brutal.
might be a moment that they lose this to Rave or BBB when it comes down to these final times. It is brutal. And with only 4 riders, there's no holding up. Looks like Morrison's going to make it happen and come right on back. That's going to be Sarah Morrison making a move back to, it's going to be Anthea Oliver, Kat Conlon, and Tellery Meacham for the NZ Bro Pavlovas. Keeping it tasty out there. Gosh, that was close. She made it happen, though. Morrison's back.
All right. So they've got 7K ahead of them here. Most of the climbing behind them at this point. Couple little kickers they'll have to get up and over. General, this, of course,
Morrison's
is not
actually
about...
listed as riding for Cyrus Snowpins as well as her main team. Interesting enough. Huh. On her, so I mean, that's a no joke rider if she's also getting picked up by Cyrus Snowpins. Cool to see.
Good
Orvilson
indicator.
is out here today, so Leah is jumping in.
Helps
Heading on
explain
over to Redlands.
It helps explain the phenomenal ride that they're having. There's Natalie Lawrence as well. Donna Watts. Team with a lot of talent.
Coalition Amathea
And
just
they're
coming on through. 3640 for the 24K mark. 3653 for Electric Spirit Co. Cosmonaut. The ones that we have not jumped in with yet will be the Vienna Lattes. Let's go ahead and hunt over there, and then we'll get into results shortly after that. The WTRL Cycling Pirates were the first to get out on course with Ellie Hagelin and Claire Davies, Eleonora Lana, and Joe Lloyd. Only 4 showing, though, today for the WTRL Cycling Pirates. We'll see what they can pull off against the Rockies who are chasing them down.
4 different flags represented. So back to that international combine. Good luck at Redlands to Leah Thorvaldsen, getting maybe one last workout. Redlands would start next Wednesday, so she's got some time, I imagine.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. It was the post was recently made, so I was like,
she might be heading out. I mean,
weekend, but I think there was a lot of training going on. It was kind of like here's us training to go to Redlands, kind of a thing. Maybe that's why I had that in my head.
I wonder too, there's some riders that travel with an RV to go to the stage races, right? So you have to get the RV out there. I wonder if that's what she's doing, heading out to California.
I'm down with that too. Like bike packing, like flying bikes. No, thank you.
No bueno.
Let's just drive. Take some time if you can.
It's almost like the airlines are mad at bicycles. Like at some point.
I think they actually are. I think they're mad at bicycles. We're mad at them. Like, I think everybody's just mad that we have to fly bikes anywhere. Can we just ride them?
Yeah. Airlines hate bicycles. They shouldn't, but I guess they're if you're a baggage claim guy, I'm sure you've got a different story.
You've probably got a very different story. I don't agree with that. It's like, especially when it comes back on insurance if something happened to the bicycle.
Yeah. I don't even think I guess that's an offshoot topic, but I don't even know that the airlines will allow you to insure your bicycle. I think you pretty much are taking your chances when you hand it over to them.
That's a really good question, actually.
That's a really good reason to drive, to tell you the truth, especially, how getting back to the point, a lot of riders these days will find ways to get creative about getting to races. That's for sure.
Do we feel like we're off topic? I don't know. Are we actually?
We're getting close. So Zedson R. Pluto is the team in front of us.
Wow, they are flying. They have caught like everybody.
They're almost done. Yeah. Wow. All
What
right.
happened
We're
here? Because look,
bringing it on home.
they started fourth on the day. Yeah. And they're in first place now on the, not only in time, but physically, they have caught 3 teams and passed them.
That's with a 7-team start list. That is unbelievable. So we've got Claire Cook out here. Emily Atkins is the Canadian on the team. That's going to, let's see who else we have. Tracking them down here. Having a little bit of a tough day today with
Alina Baltha, Claire Cook, Emily Atkins, Grace Smith, Joanna Savinstead, Rachel Lapanzi, and then Scott McVeigh, I think, is going to be their DS.
Okay, thank you.
This is what I'm looking at here. This is I want to know what this DS is doing.
Definitely motivating them.
Yeah, definitely motivated them. Let's go ahead and let's take a look.
Not even close. Get some
Great jobs
results.
here, but yeah, we'll take a look at the results here for the men's race. We'll come back to the women as they finish up, and we'll
Perfect.
see how things have played out here for the men across all of the categories. As this is going to be to start off with number 156 for the WTRL TTT. We'll jump in with the Dopios to begin. And Mutant X have done what it seems like they are showing up to do. As we just got a quick reload here. Apologies on that. As 39-42. TSC Tutti Frutti coming through with a 40-39. Close racing there with Eat Dirt Animales out of Zone 3. Platinum League is going to be held on to, it looks like, for Mutant X and Tutti Frutti. But with the Espressos, did any of them challenge? It looks like most likely, yeah, Schmer Spray. What are you talking about, Schmer Spray? 39-44? They're only 2 seconds off. Amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, wow, holy cow. So top of the table with an exclamation point is Schmer Spray Espresso. And let's see if that holds on. I'd be pretty impressed if anyone could go faster than that today in Espresso. The second quickest time. The top 3 coming out of Platinum League. A 39.59 for Dirt Time Chaser Zetas. It's INC Rebels 41 flat for third. Valhalla Dainsleaf in with the 41.14. That's the 4th quickest time at the moment. We still have around 7 zones to still compete. CryoGen Gulls with the 41.22 in at 5th. Evo Gladiators 6th. PTZ Uri 7th. Zedsun R Red Dwarfs. That's your 8th quickest time at the moment. ART Photons 9th. And Evo Vortex, the Cycle Pass. That's a 41.49. You got to go faster than that if you want to be in the top 10 teams and race in the Platinum next week.
In with the Frappes here. 2 guys, Lamonette, come on through. New name for me at the top of the Frappes. They're in the Platinum League. Nice job to them. Valhalla Legbiter in 2nd, 42.08. Zedsun Venus in 3rd. Innovation Aliens for 4th, 3 seconds back in 3rd. We down and dirty Blackbirds, another 3 seconds back. Almost a tie game there between them and Eat Dirt 007, as the difference between them was down to literally, I thought it was 0.03 of a second. Sorry, no, it was 0.2 of a second. Still very close, though, between the two. Zayd R. Scott Kelpies for 7th place. WMZ Supers in 8th. RR Rapid Rhinos in 9th. And Dirt Zeta at a 43.04, rounding out your top 10.
Let's take a look at our lattes now, and it was the Vikings Valhalla on top with a 43.22. Cryogen Emus 44.06 for the second fastest time, and you can see Platinum League in full effect here with the top 8 times coming out of Platinum. It's Dirty Rascals Wrath in at 3rd, with Cryogen Emus the second fastest time. 4th, Dirt Time Chaser Megas. 5th going to Vikings Molnir. RR Woolly Rhinos 6th. TFC Lancaster 7th. Cryogen Magpies 8th. Team ODZ, the DOC, Destroyer of Cookies, in with the 9th quickest time. And again, top 10 times. Pivotal. That's where we draw the line for next week's Platinum. Coalition Nocturnes on the right side of it right now with the 45.30. So that's our lattes after the 156 consecutive WTRL team time trial.
And in with the Mochas are Sumatra Rhinos here with the 47-51. The Swedish Zwift Racers are next. up with second place in 48.09. Two guys, Pampilo in 49.43. That's your top three. ZR Scott Thistles, followed by Zed Sun Stellars. It is fourth and fifth for them. TBR Renegades in sixth. Zed Sun Nebula seventh. Adam Racing Team Krypton in eighth. Cryogen Snow Geese in ninth. 1 second difference between eighth and ninth. That was quite the battle between Krypton and the Snow Geese there. Team Type 1 Gluconauts, they hold on for 10th so far. We'll see if they can continue to do so, as a lot of platinum, as you can see there, for the Mochas. Nice job to everybody in with the Mochas. On the ladies' side of things, still out on course. Let's go ahead and back in with the Owls as they are making their rounds here now. Are they going to hold on? I think this week is going to change up a little bit here for the situation between these riders. Wow, did you see that? Blythe is just done. I think she put maybe not everything's on the table here. Perhaps it's more of a I had to go situation. No, she's just letting the rest of the team carry on.
Yeah, you can only do what you can do, right? Well, they've got less than 3K to go now for ZR Scott here. Let's see what the splits look like coming in from 24K. At 37.45 was the time for ZR Pluto. It's going to be Rave Against the Machine with the 38.31. Rockies in with the 39.10. Galaxy Supernova Velocity at 37.43. AHDR, the Australian Crank Crushers, 38.07, and a 38.53 the time there for Galaxy Supernova Surge. So moving over, AVC Mount Virgin, 39.20, their time there at 24K, as it looks like everybody is through with ZR Scott Alba, the second quickest time. Owl Bike, they're still on it, 39.45, holding on to the third fastest time there at that check.
Yeah, only 3 second difference too between them and the Owls at this point. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Nice job to Adam Racing Team to be battling, and you can see that time split between them. 12 seconds currently that the Art Electrons still are trying to hold on to. I think they've continued to take time out of the Owls at this point as Gardner here makes her way through with 4 riders left for the Art Electrons, ART Electrons right now. We're going to take this final turn, right-hand turn, 2K to go for the team. It's going to be the Owls with their final climb. Now, this is last week's champions. Becky, Wendy, as well as Pam and Cindy are left here. It looks like 5 riders now looking to try and hold on to the top spot. I'm not sure they're going to be able to make it happen this week, but going to be still battling, though, it looks like, for maybe second place. Third place out there. I think they may be able to hold on to a third place if they can keep the pace high enough to hold off Adam. RC File Rebel Lunas are in there as well. They're about to finish up, though. And as they're about to finish up, we can get an idea of where they're going to end up landing on this overall board. WCC are here as well with Armistead, Glowing, Gival, and DK now taking over at front at 3.4 watts per kilogram. This is going to be the ladies Vienna class right now, and the all green with the Afro Puff on the top and the Canyon bike right now, matching with some white with orange accent shoes, is going to be DK right now in our Vienna crew for the ladies.
All right, so we've already got some finishers out here as these ladies are looking to join that group. They're about 400 meters away from that line, pressing hard now at this point in time, taken off of the 4 riders, so they've got no wiggle room here, coming through as a unit. Good job by the WCC team. So the Infernos here were in pretty good shape at that check. As you mentioned, Nathan, they're looking to put together solid performance here. This one's just about done and dusted.
Sarah Brown, level 17 Zwifter, actually newer to Zwift Racing, coming out of the United Kingdom, it looks like. And from what I can see, she is, as a level 17 Zwifter, really new, coming into Zwift actually just back in January of this year, just starting up the Zwift Racing League. And Sarah, from what I can see, only 2 other WTRL TTTs that she has done. So welcome to the WCC team and the world of racing on Zwift. As now we got a little bit of sprint between the ladies here. I like it that they're challenging each other. Great job. As They make their way around the course and finish up. ZR Scott are looking to try and chase them down with Church here and the rest to the line for ZR Scott Alba, as they are challenging for the win. They had the fastest time, I believe. No, AVC Mount Virgin had the fastest time at 39:20. And they're just going to be finished. I think they just finished as well. Alba now across the line. Owl chasing them down. And then we'll get into results as soon as our final ladies just get across the line here, as it's going to be Art and Owl.
There we go.
Still out on course.
All right. Couple K to go for the Owl ladies again, basking in the glory of their victory last week. 5 together here.
You think they're going to do it, Dave? I don't know. I think this 14 seconds might be a little bit too much.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think ART
Although,
are
I mean, it's
perhaps-
not impossible.
It's a 3-second
Updating there.
difference that Owl had at the last checkpoint. From what I'm seeing, it looks like our electrons were able to pull away a little bit from the time gaps that I'm seeing right now. So let's see if the electrons can make this happen. They've really got to stick it together here, though, in the final. There you just see the Owls behind them, chasing them. Kind of cool to see the two teams able to cross paths quickly there. As Yumi leads it out, 4.6 watts per kilogram right now. Gore now also there. Tompkins and Gardner trying to come across. And it's going to be the time taking off a Gardner's wheel, actually, as she crosses the line for the electrons. That's going to be Debbie Gardner.
And that's a done deal.
170 beats per minute. Level 28 Zwifter. She's got 138 races under her belt. Races out of the Women's West. EMEA, actually. When it comes to ZRL on the weekly. She also did this FRR Tour Internationals. Did all stages of it, actually. So, very committed racer. She's doing all those stages of a tour out on Zwift. 9 stages in a row. Amazing. Really cool commitment there coming in from Debbie Gardner for the Art Electrons. Always love to see that. Owl's now finishing it up. We'll get into the results to find out what actually happens between them. Nice job to the Owls. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the ladies' results, though, as these ladies do finish up. For the ladies out here today, in first with the Espressos, it is going to be Sisu. I Race Like a Girl, racing out of zone 11, it looks like. Able to take it down with a 44.18. Pavlovas, they get him. BBB ends up fading. And the Pavlovas by almost 2 minutes. What a ride here coming in from the Pavlovas. Great job by them. Or NZ Bro. With a little bit of a hiccup there over the top of the underground. Didn't end up upsetting things too much. Crash Pod, are you kidding me? What just happened, Dave?
Holy cow, look at this. A 45.19 out of zone 11. So another one of the Crush Pod teams comes out of the woodwork to take the fastest time here today. So far, Socks for Watts Odd Socks, who we were watching, they got to be a little surprised to see that they were 4 seconds back. And they'll have the second quickest time. Rave On is going to be third in our Vienna Frappe class. WTRL Watts up 2. Fourth fastest time so far. Coalition Amotia in fifth. Crush Pod Spice Frappe sixth. B2B seventh. Electric Spirit.co Cosmonauts eighth. And Vikings the ninth fastest time. They're also out of zone 11 along with B2B. So zone 11 hotting it up today. The new Premier or new Platinum League. And then you've got R3R Spice Girls with the 10th fastest time. Vikings Iden with the 9th quickest.
Did we get them all? And then RTR, you
got them all.
NZ Bro Ghost Chops there, 48.17, followed up by Zed Sun Pluto there, only 4 seconds back. Galaxy Supernova, 48.38. 20 seconds back from second. HDR Crank Crushers. I believe that was one of our fastest of the fastest on the podium last week. Now fades back just a little bit to fourth there. Krishmer Team B's there for fifth. Rave Against the Machine in sixth. 111 back. Galaxy Supernova Surge in seventh. Zert Juliet. Loving it. The Zert team coming on through out of zone 5. Holding down for eighth with a 50-24. The Rockies in ninth out of the Platinum League. And then it's going to be Vegan Mint holding on for 10th place. And then on over to the Viennas.
All right, it's Crush Pod Cortado, also out of
Oh,
Zone
give it a
11.
second.
With
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here, Dave.
We'll
Because I'm not
update
seeing the
that.
Owls here. And they may have just come across the line just a second ago. Yeah, they literally just came across the line. Let me go ahead and do a quick little update here. And we'll get an idea of where this ended up standing between all of them. And there we go, Dave.
All right. And again, Crush Pod Cortado, Zone 11, 4941. ZR Scott Alba out of the Platinum League. We just witnessed their ride for a 50-50. Good for the second quickest time. AVC Mount Virgin in with the third quickest at a 50-59. Fourth going to WCCC Infernos if things hold. Adam Racing Team Electrons fifth. Owlbite. There they are. Good job, ladies. Sixth today. ZR Scott Aria seventh. RC Feel Revolunas in eighth. Zed Sun R Hydra in ninth, and Rave Hardcore rounds out our top 10 after 156 consecutive week of racing out here. Good job to all of our racers.
Good job, ZR Scott Alba. I think that's a big breakthrough for them. I just want to shout that out real quick. Nice job to Alba on taking the win this week in the Platinum League. Crush Pod Cortado out of Zone 11. Really showing up. Now, next week here, what about on Tempest Fusion? It's the flattest of the flattest. This is going to be screaming. 157. Make sure to show up for that. 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Central time, 7 p.m. UTC. That is when registration closes. So make sure to head on over and get your registration in for your team. But before then, well, Dave, that's going to be it for number 156 today. Great job to all the racers out there. WTRL.racing, of course, where you can go to keep track of the rest of the times they come in across the rest of the zones. Perhaps they'll be racing later tonight. We'll see if we can jump in and check out some of this course. Next up for the Zwift Racing League, Dave, are you excited for next week is going to be my question, because there's again going to be some bike swapping that is going to be going down, it sounds, or at least there's chatter of bike swapping on Chasing the Sun on McCurry Islands. It's definitely a very interesting course. After everything that went down the last time we had the bike swaps, I have a feeling we may see a few more risks because of it. A lot of sprints, things change up again. Now we do have a lot of segment points, a lot of fastest through the fastest across the line, fastest through segments, which definitely changes up the way that the race is going to be raced as well.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that it's been proven the bike swap can work, and definitely they've refined the technique. So a lot to look forward to next week, including knockout racing on Wednesday. So I'll sign off from here saying thanks a lot to all the racers. That was a tremendous afternoon of racing. Good job,
If you do
everybody.
want to check out the Racing for ZRL next week, Tuesday, here on ZCL, the knockout racing next week, Wednesday, over on Zwift owned channels that me and Dave will both be on. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch with a lot of invited teams. The other thing there also, though, is you can do preview races of the ZRL race for next week. I'm doing the Electric Spirit Co. one on Saturday. There's a few others that are going to be out there. Zwift also hosts some as well. Head on into the companion app, jump into those. Great way to kind of get warmed up and check them out. If you want to race against myself and a ton of people in the community that are going to be doing a warm-up for Tuesday, make sure to head into one of those on the companion app and go check them out right now. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. As always, you can hit those follow buttons and subscribe. It helps out a ton. Make a comment or like. We appreciate it a ton. And head on to WTRL Racing for all those results. And as always, right on. Thank you.